Alright, we'll get started with our leg day here. Start doing a couple calf raises, pushing through the feet, warming up all the muscles around the ankle there. From there, we'll start to raise the left knee up, planting down through the right leg. Just starting to move that hip, get it kind of loose before we start stretching it. Move over to that right leg. Just bringing it up as high as what's comfortable. From there, we'll start to move our weight over to the right side and start to kick back our left leg a few times. Again, just moving that hip joint. From there, we'll switch over to the right leg, moving that guy backwards. From there, start to center your feet, ground down, raise both arms high, stretch over to the left, stretching each side out. Go ahead, lower the arms, raise up, fold all the way over to a forward fold. Just bending the knees. You can cross at the arms, let gravity pull you down. Make sure a kitty doesn't jump up on you like that. Oh, he ain't done. Alright, we'll come out of that forward fold. From there, we're going to come into yet another forward fold. So this one you can go just a little bit deeper, round out the back a little bit. Start to stretch out one leg and the other. You'll see one leg is straight. Starting to push into that right side. Then we'll straighten out that left side. And we'll come all the way down to a squat. Use your hands for balance. There, go ahead and step feet back. We're going to come into tabletop position. From there, start to drop the spine. Go into some cat-cows. Get your spine warmed up. From there, we can start going side to side. Getting the spine moving. So think of a cat-cow, just going side to side, taking right shoulder to right hip or left shoulder to left hip. From there, go ahead and move the hands out. We'll go ahead and go back into a child's pose. Breathe here. Go ahead and come out of that. We'll come back to our tabletop. We'll take that left leg and we'll start pushing it back. Again, just moving that hip. From there, switch over to the right leg, doing the same thing. Pushing that heel back, trying to get full extension. From there, we'll take the knee, keep it bent, and we'll try to rotate it as far out as we possibly can, whatever that is for you today. After you get that left side, go ahead and move over to the right. Start moving that. From there, go ahead and plant the feet. Tuck the toes, and we'll push back into a down dog, raise the hips up. From here, you can also start to straighten one leg and the other. Get a little bit better stretch through that hamstring, through that calf. From there, come back to plank, and we'll lower all the way down. Keep your hands next to your side. We're going to start to slightly roll up with the back, just using our back muscles. Up, down, up again. If you want to float the hands out to the side, you can. Go ahead and put the hands on the head. Try to bring each elbow to the ground. So you're using that upper body to twist. Go ahead and come out of that. Plant the hands, push up into a plank, and back to a down dog. Stretch out the down dog. From there, go ahead and raise the left leg straight into the air, push it up, bring it all the way up and through to the hands. You can go ahead and put that back right knee on the ground. Hands can go to that left hip and we'll start to sink forward. And there, go ahead and raise both arms up. Again, sinking forward, we're stretching out that right front hip flexor. And there, go ahead and twist to your right. Come back to center, hands go to prayer. Go ahead and plant the right hand down, shoot the left hand up, extend up. Good, go ahead and bring both hands down, frame the foot. And go ahead and tuck the toes behind us, straighten that right leg. Go ahead and come up to a high lunge and step all the way up to the top. Good. There, go ahead and bring both hands above the head. We'll fall all the way down to a forward fold. Get a good stretch here. From there, go ahead and bring both feet back into a plank. Lower all the way down to a chaturanga, come into an up dog. From there, tuck the toes. Go all the way back into a down dog. Go ahead and shoot the right leg high. And go ahead and bring that all the way up and through to the hands. Go ahead and put that left knee down. Come up into our lower lunge. Start to stretch. Stretch the hip down and forward. And there, go ahead and put both hands above the head. Again, still trying to stretch forward. Might feel a little bit more of a stretch on that left side. Go ahead and spin out to the left. We'll come back to center. Hands go to prayer. Go ahead and plant that left arm down. Shoot the right arm high. Get a good twist. Bring both hands to the feet. Go ahead and tuck that toe in the back. Straighten the left leg. Come up to a high lunge. Hands above the head. And then go ahead and step all the way up. Good. And shake out the legs if you need. From there, we'll start to move our feet out to the edges of the mat. Toes point out. Go ahead and come down into a squat position, nice and slow. I want this to be very comfortable. Just going to let gravity kind of do its work here. So gravity's just pulling down. We're slowly getting a little looser in those hips and those quads, everything there. Trying to keep that spine as straight as possible on the back side. From there, go ahead and plant that right arm down. And we'll put that left arm high, getting a little bit of a twist. And we'll just go on the other side. So left arm goes down, right arm goes high. Good, now come to prayer position and raise all the way back up. Bring those toes in, heels stay where they're at. We're going to come to a little bit wider than usual forward fold. So feet are a little bit wider than hips width apart here. Hands can tuck under the feet, give you just a little bit more of a pull down. Get a good stretch here. All right, go ahead and play those hands. We'll come back, put the knees down. We're going to come back all the way to a seated easy pose. Those feet can be tucked or untucked on the backside, up to you. Again, just letting gravity do a little work for us here. If you want, we're going to be in this position for a second. If you want to stretch out the shoulders, pulling one arm across the chest and the other, you can. From here, if you want to shoot that right arm up, left arm goes under, hands meet in the middle. You start to push the elbows forward, dropping the shoulders down. You can stretch out that mid-back. Again, we'll go to the other side. Now left arm goes up, right arm shoots under, hands meet. Stretch out that back a little better. Good, go ahead and release those. You can come out of the easy pose. Go ahead and swing the legs around. Meet y'all on a seated. From here, we're going to come all the way to our back. Knees are up, feet are up by the butt there. Hands come out to the side, and we'll go ahead and just lift up into a glute bridge. Pushing into that upper back, using our legs to bring ourselves up and lower down. I'm going to do a couple more here. Just plant those feet up again. On this one, if you want to put those hands behind your back and roll the shoulders under, you can. Really pushing through the legs and glutes here. Good. Lower down. The kitty is crazy. All right. One more. If you want to stay where you're at, doing regular glute bridge, you can. If you want to plant the hands, come up into wheel pose, go ahead and do so, only if you've done it before. Pushing up as high as you can. Hold, hold, and lower down. Good. Go ahead and bring those knees into your chest. Massage out the back. Move them around a little bit. Good. And let those knees go. From there, go and take the right leg. We're just going to extend both legs out. We're just going to bring right leg up and then left leg up. And again. Right leg comes up. Now pull behind the knee. Get a little better hamstring stretch there. You can point the toes back towards your face. Push the heel towards the air. And there, go ahead and put that right leg, roll it over to the left. That left arm can shoot up high. Get a good stretch in the lower back. We'll be here for a second. Alright, go ahead and bring that out. And we're going to bring that right knee in one more time. It should feel pretty loose, so get a good stretch here. Go ahead and move that a little bit out to the right, kind of moving that knee in and out. Just find any tight spots and try to really stretch and breathe into those positions there. Good. Now bring that left knee up. Right ankle goes on top of the left knee, and we're just pulling in, stretching out that hip again. Hands can go on that left knee, pulling up. Hold this one for a little bit. Good stretch here. So this is always a good time to stretch after you've done a lot of warm-ups. Muscles are loose, trying to create space. All right, go ahead and release that. Bring both legs long. We'll lay here for a quick second and rest. From there, go ahead and bring that left leg up high. Grab behind the knee, stretch out that hamstring, point the toes towards your face. Heel, try to extend up high. And there, if you want to bring that left leg over to the right. Left arm can shoot up high. And we'll just relax here. All right, go ahead and bring that left leg back, and we'll pull that knee in. Again, just explore, moving it a little bit, a couple inches to the left, moving around, find any tight spots that you want to stretch out a little further. And we'll bring that left ankle on top of the right knee, shoot the arm through the hole, grab on the knee, and go ahead and pull in on that hip. We'll be here for a second. All right, go ahead and release that. Bring both legs out. Rest here for a second. From there, go ahead and meet me back all the way in plank. However you need to get there, and we'll push back into a down dog. Go ahead and raise that left leg high. Step it all the way through to the hands. Back leg's going to stay straight. Come up into that high lunge again. Arms go high. Go ahead and lower that back knee down. Go ahead and put that left leg straight. Pulling the toes up towards us, pushing that heel down. We're just getting a nice stretch. Should feel us in the hamstrings and that left IT band. So that back knee is bent. I'm not too flexible on this one. You might be able to get even deeper on this, but do what you can today. Should feel a good stretch here. Trying to pull the left hip back as the right hip goes forward. Really trying to stretch on that left IT band into the left lower back. All right, go ahead and bend that leg again. Go ahead and plant the hands, tuck the toes. We'll step back into plank. Now we'll just go right to the other side. Shoot that right leg high. Bring it on through. We'll come into a nice high lunge, keeping that back leg straight. Find your balance. Come up. From there. Right, go ahead and drop that back knee. Straighten the right leg. Heel points forward, toes are pointing back at your face. It's always good to focus on that first before trying to get as far forward as you can. Again, trying to pull that right hip back as left hip is going forward. Should feel a good stretch here. Alright, go ahead and come on out of that. Bend the front knee and we'll step back into plank. From there, go ahead and shoot that left leg high. We're going to bring it through to pigeon. So you're trying to trying to stretch out those hips there. So that left leg should be almost parallel with the front of the mat. And we'll start to roll on down. Stretching out however you want. You can lean forward like I just showed there, get a little better stretch. You can sit up high like I am. Try to focus on the foundation of the movement. Alright, go ahead and come out of that. Let me deal with my kitty for a second. Now go to the right side. So come back to plank, shoot that right leg high, and I'll bring that right leg through and parallel with the mat. I'm stretching that side out. So again, you can lean forward if you want, or you can just focus on the foundation like I am, trying to get those hips stretched out. There, go ahead, come on out of that. Go ahead, we're going to come back to a butterfly position here. Feet come together. First focus on sitting tall, getting that spine aligned. From here, we're going to start pushing out on the hips before we start to lean forward. So pushing those hips down. And then once you feel comfy with that, I'm going to raise the spine up high. Try to keep that spine straight for a little bit of this here. And I'm just leaning forward. Just moving that pelvis ever so slightly. Just get that little stretch. Alright, go ahead and come out of that. Move the hips a little bit. If you want a windshield wiper on, bring the feet out wide. We're just moving knees over to one side and the other. From there, go ahead, meet me up here in a wide-legged position. Grab a block if you need it. I'm be doing some forward folds here. So feet are definitely wider than shoulder width, whatever's comfortable for you. Butt goes back, weight starts to go forward. You can use a block for your hands there, or just stretching forward. If you don't need the block, go ahead and go all the way to the ground. And here, just letting gravity pull us down. And there, if you want to start to lean to one side then the other, you can. Get a little bit of stretch on that right side, then we'll move over to that left side. Get a good stretch. Come back to center, raise up from the hips. Try and shoot one arm high, really pushing through that right leg all the way up through the side and through that right arm. And we'll go over to the left side, same thing. Start thinking about that left leg, pushing through there, all the way up to the left side, to the left arm. Lead with the pinky. Good. From there, we're going to stay in a wide-legged. Keep stretching that left side. Good. Go ahead and come on out of that and come down to a squat, just like we did earlier. From here, arms can actually go inside of the knees and start to push them outward. That's going to do is stretch out the groin a little bit. And after you feel good there, we'll come back to seated. From there, I think we're done for the day. Give me time to meditate a little bit if you have time today, which you should have time. Try to make time every day. This one's going to be relatively short, about 4 or 5 minutes. Go ahead and enjoy, meditate however you like. Thanks for joining me.
Designed a pretty beach.
Start to bring a little movement back to yourself. Thank you guys for joining me today. I hope you all have a good day.